Good morning, it's just Patrick here again, live from Complete Health, and I wanted to jump on and talk about three things that a lot of people might be doing. Not everyone will do all of these things, but these are things that people might be doing that will be linked to your pain. And it doesn't really matter where it is. These three things will generally drive up any pain. Now, they might not necessarily be the cause of your pain either, but they will genuinely change and make it worse if you are having problems. So 3 things that will drive up your pain if you are doing these 3 things if you have a problem. So number 1 is smoking. Now, most people wouldn't link smoking with back pain. We all know that smoking is bad for us, but due to the reduced levels of oxygen in our blood, the type of stress that it causes on our cells, it will actually increase inflammation, and as a result, that will therefore increase pain. Now, the other thing is, as well as the nicotine has an effect on the vascularity. So these chemical processes that are going on inside of your body as you smoke a cigarette will significantly change the way the blood vessels dilate in and around the body, which again can really slow down tissue healing times, but it can also make them really, really sensitive. So that's really number 1. Number 2, additives in food. A lot of people would never again really think about this, but the main additive in food that can really drive up sensation is something called MSG. Now, you actually see a lot of Chinese and Indian takeaways now that will claim to be MSG free. And what they basically used to do is they used to add MSG to food. This was a flavor enhancer. Essentially what it does is it's a nerve ending exciter. It's a nerve ending exciter. So when you add MSG to your body, it excites your nerve endings, which is great for the taste, because all those nerves on the end of our tongue become very, very excited, and as a result, the food tastes great. However, when that MSG then gets absorbed into our body, all of a sudden then it drives up the sensation in our body. So MSG added mainly used to be in takeaways, specifically Chinese food more than anything. But you can still find that product used in fast foods and takeaways. But even so, fast food and takeaway is normally very high in refined fats and oils and sugars. And again, these really drive up that inflammatory process. Again, anything that causes inflammation in our body will cause pain. Eventually, maybe not straight away, but it will cause pain or disease eventually. Now, the last one is hydration. Now, this is something that many of us really struggle with. I've done previous videos on water calculators, etc. Now, the main reason why most of us are probably not hydrated well enough isn't necessarily just the lack of water, but it's also the high consumption of things like coffee and tea. So we do end up drinking a lot of coffee and tea, which is actually a diuretic, which means that we lose our water. Now, our body is 70% as a minimum. It's 70% water. So if we start losing our water because we start drinking too much tea and coffee, and we're dilating ourselves and actually losing that water, what can start to happen is things like our muscles and our discs can become dehydrated. If this starts to occur, then what is likely going to happen is our tissues are much more prone to injury, damage, or problems. So again, just making sure you're drinking enough water is super, super simple. All you have to do is go online. There's something called goodcalculators.com. Good Calculators will tell you exactly how much you should be drinking each and every day. It's really simple. So look, if you can take these 3 things, and if you're doing any of the 3 things, try and stop doing them immediately, and it'll have a massive impact. They actually reckon you can reduce your lower back pain by anywhere between 20 and 80%. So it varies so much. You can reduce your back pain anywhere between 20 and 80%. If you're staying hydrated enough, you can reduce your lower back pain by roughly 20% just by not smoking. And you can almost completely obliterate it. If you're taking MSG or you eat MSG, you'll almost definitely notice a difference, especially if you've got something like fibromyalgia or sciatica, because it will instantaneously stimulate those nerve endings. Same again with stuff like migraines, etc. You'll naturally see with MSG your headaches will go up almost straight away. So try and avoid those 3 things. If you need any tips or hints, please just hit the message or comment button below, Or equally, we still have content going out on our podcast channel, which is Coffee with the Chiropractor, and our YouTube channel as well, which is Complete Health Eastbourne, which we also have tons of exercises and stuff that you can do on there. And we even have self-help videos. So say, for example, maybe you're struggling with things like lower back pain. So we even have specific routines and areas that you can work on by area. We'll speak to you again soon. Patrick from Complete Health Eastbourne. Take care.